I've been living more in my head than in the outside world. Think about that phrase for a while. What does it mean to you? Because it is literally the key, the secret to creating any reality that you want. Once you start living in your head, in your imagination, and you start trusting your imagination, the way that you feel, then the external reality doesn't have any choice than to reflect your intention. So in this podcast, I want to talk about that. The main idea that I want to share in this video is that the outside reality becomes really boring once you understand these spiritual principles, or like this spiritual principle that I just described, right? So let me give you a little story, and I'm going to use some examples from my life to illustrate the point and give you some actionable tips that you can apply to your life to create any reality that you want, whether that's a business that you want or any other desires that you have in your life, right? So let me start with a little bit of context. So I went out today just for a walk, nothing special, just a regular summer day, and I'm a big fan of custom tailoring, right? So I wear not like a full piece suit, but like odd jackets and trousers. And so imagine this: you are walking around in a custom tailored suit, and like everything is like sleek, elegant, and I'm looking outside, looking at people, looking at the city itself, and while yes, it looks kind of cool, it looks pretty interesting, I like the architecture, but I'm realizing that the outside reality is so boring. It's just noise. The economy, the politics, the news, internet trends, all those, like the the modern day agenda. That's how I would describe it, right? And what I realized is, once you get to the point where you start trusting your imagination, your decision, so the way that you see yourself, the way that you see the world, when you are the one who is claiming what you're gonna get from this reality, this is when the whole game just flips, right? So when I look at, let's say, content online, when I look at, everything outside, I'm like, this is so fucking boring. And it's so boring to the point where I don't want to go outside, out of my apartment, because I have created a biosphere. Like I literally have like tropical jungles inside my apartment, and it's so cozy, it's so cool that there's actually no reason to go out when your reality is so dense, right? You have plants, you have atmosphere, you have decorated your place where you live, and you have created the environment that just makes you feel good without an actual reason, right? It just feels good to be in this kind of environment. And this is when I realized that, I'm way more interested in living in my imagination than trying to live in the outside world, right? And now we're getting to the next point, which is the fundamental principle of how this reality is designed. And this is called the principle of mentalism. So it's referring that everything is mental. The reality that you see, it is mental. So to give you an analogy, reality is a projection. So a projection that is coming from you. And mentalism is not like a fancy word. It is actual, I'm going to use the analogy operating system of this reality, of the matrix. So everything that you see, the money, people, projects that you're doing or other people are doing, I quite literally mean that everything is mental. So the things that you're experiencing right now in your life is just the echo of your past version. Even though time technically doesn't exist, and this is a big topic for another video, everything that you see was once a thought, an idea in your mind, and then it got translated. You translated it into the reality, but it was coming from your internal state, right? And most people, like 99.9%, you live vice versa, not like inside out. You react to the external reality, to the external world, right? And the external world is actually dictating the way that you feel, dictating your like inner state, your emotions, and so on and so on. You are the slave to your reality, to the external things, to your desires even, right? But there's the other way. There is the other way. An architect is living inside out, because once you understand it, you basically become invincible. Nothing and no one can ever do something to you unless you allow it first, unless you create this experience in your imagination, right? Unless you start investing your time and energy into that. So the easy way to create the reality that you want is just to understand that everything is mental. And every thought, every idea that you say out loud is literally like writing a code. So this is where a lot of people get tripped. Like you get into this trap, or you become too dependent on the results, right? Let's say you want something. I want to create a specific reality, right? Whatever is the desire that you want to create or experience that you want to have. The moment that you become too attached to the result, you already lost. You already lost because you're trying to prove it to yourself, or you're looking for the proof from the reality. But it's way simpler, my friend. It's just you are basically claiming it. Hey, I can have this, I can have that experience, or the other experience, whatever, right? And now I want to give you another analogy. And this is where, unfortunately, still, like most people live in this illusion. You think that millions of dollars, or like billions of dollars, right? Trillions of dollars, if you wish, right? You think that money is gonna make you happy, or that, some objects are gonna make you happy. And most people are using money as an existential crutch to fill the void inside your soul, because you're just trying to prove to this reality, to other people, to yourself even, that you're worthy and deserving of something. But you are deserving just for the sole fact of your existence. And most people are shooting themselves in the foot because they create all these mental illusions. They create the illusion of struggle, right? So many entrepreneurs are trying to use money or build something big just to fill the gap. Because the moments that you are trying to get something from this reality to fulfill you or to make you feel a certain way, you're already lost. You're already lost, because the moment that you're trying to prove, again, to yourself, to other people, you're lost. You're living in scarcity. It's like a deficit mindset. Because there's going to be someone who is more wealthy, who is like taller than you, who's stronger than you, who has like bigger status. But this is all like mental masturbation, because there's really no one who can be on top of you unless you decide so. And when you can stop proving this reality, literally anything, when you start proving your right to exist, when you just decide and when you just claim that I am worthy because I exist, and that's it. That's it. When you finally relax your ass and just stop running for the money, stop running for the material possessions, stop running for achievements, you're gonna get the energy, you're gonna get the ideas, you're gonna get the resources from the reality. But the real key is, once you feel free, wealthy, abundant, the reality will just reflect that. But it first happens in your imagination. So look at your life and really be honest with yourself. Am I living from this position of scarcity where like I'm constantly running for the next goal, for the next deadline? Or are you living like in true abundance and true freedom? And this is something to think about. So let me give you the keys, because literally they don't teach you this in school, they don't teach you this in university, they definitely don't teach you in online courses, right? You're gonna see a massive shift in your reality, in your business, in your relationships, in your career, whatever it is that you want, when you're gonna shift your mindset from needing to see the results, specific outcomes, specific things that you want to get from this reality. So when you shift from that to claiming the reality that you want, this is when it's going to change, because you do not need permission from the government, from your friends, from your, I don't know, from the social media algorithm that you're worthy and deserving to get what you want. There's really no external source, no external power that can do anything to you or that can stop you. So one more time, I'm going to remind you, every single thought that you have in your mind, it's like writing a code to the reality that you see. If you are constantly rushing, if you are anxious, if you are stressed, you're just gonna create more of that. Fear creates more fear because it is such a strong emotion and you treat it so seriously that you literally just manifest it to your reality. But when you're relaxed, when you need nothing, when you feel just so good, just for the sole fact of your existence, this is when everything changes. And you know, when I started my online business, I was overcomplicating things, and you know, not even that long time ago, I was creating out from this scarcity mindset. Oh, like I need to do more, I need to do this, I need to do that, like make complicated sales funnels like this and that, whatever, right? But when I just allow myself, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna enjoy myself and I'm just gonna do whatever feels good to me, everything became so much better, so much better. I became more free, I became more happy, fulfilled on a day-to-day, right? And again, let's circle back to the outside reality, because this is where still a lot of people get into this trap. You might know some of the principles that I was talking about in this podcast, right? But if you're not living them, if you're not feeling them with your body, there's really no point, right? And it is so funny to go out, look at people, or just sometimes watch a couple of YouTube videos to realize like, oh my God, this is so fucking flat, lifeless, and boring. And the way that I treat, you know, just going outside, or sometimes even meeting people, is just It's like a science experiment, right? I'm just going outside to sort of see what the simulation is gonna show me today, right? You look at people, maybe you hear something like a discussion of people outside, right? But still, when you understand that you are the main character, when you understand that the reality will give me anything that I want just because I said so, because I claimed it, this is when you start creating your reality. You're not going to be a consumer anymore. You're not going to be a product. When the whole simulation is conditioning you into the shit that you do not really want, into the shit that you don't need. Most of the desires, if not everything that you want in your life, is probably socially conditioned shit from the system, from the matrix, right? When you stop needing to see anything change in your outside reality, this is when you win. This is when you become the architect, the creator of your reality. You're not a consumer. You are a creator. But you're so powerful that you have created this illusion of of scarcity, or undesired experience. Whatever is that thing for you, right? You get the point. And now we have the final point for this video. I just want to state that one more time. When you stop needing something, that could be a specific experience, that could be amount of money in your bank accounts, that could be like, I don't know, relationship, friends, whatever, right? An object, a person, an experience, money, whatever. When you stop needing, this is when your reality change. I'm pretty sure every single person has experienced this when you just relax and when you genuinely, you sort of don't really care. Not because you are like depressed or unmotivated or discouraged. It's more like, I'm just chill. And that applies especially to validation, to money, to all the things that system wants you to believe what success is, right? It's like making, I don't know, $100 million, $1 billion, whatever is the number for you, right? But is that really success? And this is just one example, right? I'm not saying that money is bad by any means. It's more like it's bad when you are using external objects to fill the void in your soul. So think about this. And this is literally what I feel every day. I feel like my reality is the most interesting reality amongst all like possible realities of all people on earth. Just because I said so. Like in my reality is going to be objective. But everything is sort of subjective. There's no objective truth in your reality because everything is mental, right? Stop proving. Stop stressing. Stop rushing. Most people are so butt clenched. But if you just relax and you just start claiming what you want to experience in this reality, that's exactly how it was designed. You can have anything that you want just because you said so. And if this message has resonated and you want to go deeper, you want to get paid to exist doing what you love, then watch this video next year.